YouTube friends. All right. So I went live about 2 hours ago. And when I went to edit another live that I did today, I realized that my microphone, I was just double checking it, my microphone was off. So I had to re record my Facebook Live that I did earlier today. And that video is going to be up on YouTube shortly. It's actually called How Not to Launch Your Podcast. I want you to go check that one out because there's lots of great tips in there if you're considering launching your podcast. But while the video that I did live to YouTube earlier today was about how sleep deprivation nearly killed me, I'm not going to do that one right now. I'm actually going to save that one for another day. And I'm going to talk instead about being real. All right. I mean, this guy is part of the reason why I'm going this topic instead. And what happened when I went live on Facebook was that he started walking across my desk behind me. And then he went and he stood on my power strip, turned off my lights, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then the other cat, who's actually sitting on me right now, I'm not going to show her to you. She started scratching herself and moving my sand. And while I was just so frustrated, I wanted to quit the live right then. I knew I had to let it go because what I was sharing was really important. And I also wanted to show everybody that perfection is not something that we need to worry about. Perfection is stupid. I put so much time into my business at the beginning, trying to be perfect, that I held myself back for years. Simply put, I mean, my hair is way too short to be in a ponytail, but I've had enough of it for today. Go look at the other video. It's a hot mess. I was like, I'm just going to pull it back. The heck with what my hair looks like for live. I'm comfortable like this, right? So regardless of whether your face is done, whether your hair is done, you might have kid boogers on your shirt. Get out there and just be real with your people. Now, here's a funny story for you. My first ever client interview back in September 2012. It was through Elance at the time. I was a virtual assistant. I'm no longer a virtual assistant. And the guy, he wanted to interview me. And he wanted to do it over Skype. And I really didn't have any experience with Skype. I didn't realize that there was any way to Skype besides with video. So we were in a very small apartment. My desk was in the living room. We cleaned up everything that was within view of my desk. We hid all the laundry baskets behind the couch. I was all ready, and the guy starts talking. And thankfully, he just kept on talking and talking and talking. Because about 15 minutes into the interview, he's still talking. He's not really looking at me. He's still talking. I look on the screen and over my shoulder, I see two cats. Not these cats, there were other cats that we used to have. Doing it on the living room floor right behind me. Yes, I'm talking about sex. My cats were having sex right behind me within view of the camera while I was on my first ever client interview. And my husband, his desk was right next to me, and I sort of reached underneath the desk and I patted on him, on his leg. And he just reached back under my leg, or on my leg. No, this is not X-rated. And he sort of pushes down and he just whispers, "Don't bring attention to it. Don't look at it. Just keep on going." So that's what I did. The cats finished up their duty, went their separate ways, and by the time the guy stopped talking and looked back, they were gone. He missed the whole show. Maybe this should be a lesson in stop talking so much, and maybe give other people a chance to talk. He missed an awesome show. Not that that sounds really bad. I don't have a thing for cat sex, but I mean, that would have been a story that he could be sharing now. I once interviewed a person for a VA position and her cat started doing it right behind her. No, it's my story now. So don't worry about being perfect. Just be real. I mean, crazy things happen in my house, in my life every day. I get inspiration everywhere. I want you to know that if you have ever been sitting in your car next to a porta potty and gotten an idea for your book and started talking it into your phone, you're not alone. Okay, I am probably alone in that scenario, but I wrote the introduction to my book into my phone while sitting next to a porta potty at my son's soccer game. Such is the life of Kim. Just be real, my friend. Everybody out there is waiting for you to just be real. By pretending that you're perfect, by pretending that you're somebody that you're not, you're actually just going to be discouraging other people. Some of my favorite mentors are constantly, and I haven't met them necessarily, but they're constantly sharing the stories about how they're not perfect. And it's that makes me feel more connected to them. All right. So just be real. Click like on this video. Let me know what you appreciated most. Let me know if you have a cat or dog that's done anything crazy while you've been on client or maybe even podcast calls. By the way, I had a cat. Again, not these two cats, but a cat who decided to climb into the blinds while I was recording a podcast for my show, and he got stuck. His head was stuck. Yes, he lived, but I had to pause the podcast, get up, and go over there and get him out of the blinds during the podcast. So anyway, push like, turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, and come back tomorrow for another episode of KimBits. Now, with all this said, go forth and make it a positive and a productive day.